Welcome to the Integrative Essay. I know it's not due for a couple of weeks, but I thought it would be worth walking through this with you very quickly so you can start thinking about it now, because it's a big paper and there's a lot writing on it. So I want you to make sure that you have plenty of time to think about it, to get going on it. Your lives are incredibly busy. So let's get started, and then this might help you if you need to ask more questions. As always, ask me questions. So this is an essay that's obviously a lot larger. It's a big paper, 1,800 to 2,000 words. And what we're looking for is really how your experience has been integrated throughout your finishing of your bachelor's degree. It's like your senior thesis, and it is another way to put it. So what you need to do is have a minimum of 12 citations. I know that's a lot, but you have had a lot of courses. You've had a lot of experiences. There's a lot in this course, so there's lots of places to draw from. If you need help with that, let me know. I'm happy to do that. But here's some things to help you kind of organize your paper, to help you think about what needs to go into the paper and what I'm going to be looking for when I read your papers. So the first thing I'm going to look for is your current definition and model of integration. So what I mean by that is how you integrate faith and work. Is it implicit? Is it explicit? Is it a little bit of both? Are there ways for you to express your faith without getting in trouble? If you're in a government situation, are you able to be really open about your faith because you're in a Christian organization or an organization that represents your faith values? Share that. It doesn't have to be at the beginning of your paper, but it has to be in your paper. The other thing you want to do is give specific examples of how you've integrated your coursework into your internship experience. So here's where you kind of give examples of, well, in micro skills we learned this, and this is how I've used it in my internship and hope to use it in future work experiences. Or here's what I learned in the diversity course that's helping me blah, 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 blah. I think you get the idea. Give specific details and make sure you cite where those details are coming from. So you can take credit for all those citations at the end. But you should be able to, you do not have to cover every single course, but cover the ones that are most important to you, that really stand out to you, and allow you to really integrate what you've learned in this program and how you're going to use it going forward. So then be sure to articulate ways in which your experiences, as well as the philosophies of the agency, work together, don't work together, how they helped transform your worldview, your understanding of yourself, your understanding of others. Talk about how this experience has maybe shifted you in some way in your thinking, or challenged you some way in your thinking, frustrated you some way in your thinking. Those are all valid ways of talking about how your experience has integrated with who you are. Then share a summary of ways in which progress on personal and professional development goals were represented. And how does that work with your faith experience? Is it challenging your faith? Is it encouraging your faith? Are you seeing things about your worldview or your faith expression that you didn't see before? Maybe you like it, maybe you don't like it. Dig into that a little bit. So, and then share a little bit about, your hopes for how this learning that has taken place for you will impact your professional goals going forward. What are your next steps? What do you hope to do next? Where is this all leading you? And then lastly, Add on to the end just a 1 to 2 page resume. 1, make sure it's updated and make sure it includes your internship. But this is a really good way to help you move forward in your career. It's always good, even if you feel really settled in a job, to have an updated resume on hand. You never know when you're going to need it. And yes, this is all in APA format. I know that might be a thorn for some of you, but that's going to matter and it's going to count. So try to do your best with it. If you're at all thinking about graduate school, you're only going to have to do more of it. So the better you have it now, the better you'll do later. And so that also means that there should be a full set of references. At the end. Don't forget your reference page. Again, if you have questions, let me know.